But some people have decided to just go outside, get some snails, and plop it on the face. Hey guys, Dr. Gary here, and today I'll be reacting to viral TikTok trends. Hair popping. It's been a trend on TikTok, and I just want to tell you guys what I think about it. Is it safe? Is it a good idea? Why are people doing it? What the f***? Oh, sounds like knuckles cracking. People love these sounds. I don't know why. It satisfies some something. I hope she does this back to him too.
Hostia.
Oh God.
¿Duele?
Are you ready? Looks like she's choking herself.
Scalp popping?
It was my scalp.
No, she didn't do it.
See what I did?
Yeah, you like twisted it, and then you ran around your finger twice.
Yeah, start lower, like.
Oh.
Ready?
Yeah, go.
So what is going on with hair popping? How is that sound being created? Let's review first the layers of the scalp. So in medical school, we learn this mnemonic that's actually SCALP, S-C-A-L-P. And what does that stand for? S is for skin, C is for connective tissue, A is for aponeurosis, specifically referring to the Galea aponeurosis, L is for loose areolar tissue, and the P is for the pericranium. That's the layer that's right over the bone of the skull. So the scalp is essentially the skin of the head, and it lays right on top of the bone, the cranium, that surrounds our brain. So it's important to know those layers, and let's focus in on the Galea aponeurosis. It's a glide plane that exists between the Galea and the aponeurosis that actually can easily separate. And when we do surgery, specifically like hairline lowering surgery, for example, we take advantage of that glide plane to allow the scalp to shift and to bring it down lower on the face, right, to reduce the forehead. The popping sound is actually the Galea lifting off of the pericranium in a discrete location. It takes quite a bit of force to generate, right? So that's why you see people wrapping a small section of hair tightly, winding it around their fingers, and then pulling really hard. And that allows the Galea to lift off the pericranium and create a sound. Some people, no board certified doctors that I know of, are actually advocating this for headaches and for other ailments as well, as an alternative type of treatment. This is not a proven method, and it really is not advised. Before we go any further, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you aren't subscribed already. Turn on notifications and you'll know about all of our latest videos. So what are the risks of creating this type of sound? Well, first of all, hair loss. It could be temporary or it could be permanent. When you're pulling so hard, you cause a lot of stress on that hair. You could pull the hair out and it might not grow back. Okay, so that's a big one. Folliculitis, which is an inflammation of the hair follicle, can also come about if you're consistently doing this type of maneuver. You can actually tear skin. You can pull out skin and some hair, and if that were to happen, even if it's like a micro tear, you can get an infection in that area. And also you can generate bleeding because there are blood vessels in that area, in that division between the Galea and the pericranium. That pulling can create some bleeding as well. So don't do it unless you want to come see me for a hair transplant, but better to prevent than to treat it afterwards. Now let's check out this other TikTok trend called rice water for hair growth. What is this? Oh, oranges, that's healthy. I love this song. So now she has her rice water. Well, it doesn't show her putting it on her hair, but apparently this TikToker, Audrey Victoria, says that like she was able to grow her hair more with this rice water. So what is rice water, and can it really be used to help grow your hair? So this dates back to a beauty ritual from like ancient Asian culture. And people will say that it detangles their hair, it makes the hair smoother and shinier, and it grows the hair longer, right? So is this something real? Well, rice water does have nutrients like amino acids, inositol, it has vitamins B and E, minerals, and antioxidants. So it does have components that can help to strengthen hair. But despite these claims, there's really no reliable scientific evidence that rice water can truly promote hair growth. So something to keep in mind. Now, in terms of side effects, that can include flaky buildup on the scalp. There could be a protein overload on the hair cuticles, a dryness, and also potential breakage of the hair because it's very kind of starchy. So you definitely want to avoid doing this with the rice water on the hair if you have dry skin or if you have fine hairs, right? Because then they're going to be at risk of breakage, and you can lessen your risk of these side effects by adding extra water to the rice. Okay, so that's my take on this whole rice water for hair growth. Let's move on to something even more exciting. This is about snail facials.
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life.
Oh my God, she put the snail in her face. 2 of them. Ah! So then the snails fell off and then she started rubbing in their lotion. Oh geez. This is about snail mucin, right? This is a slimy protein packed secretion, and it comes from the snail's mucus glands, and it's actually secreted only when they're under stress. So you get the snail mucin. It's long been a popular ingredient in sort of the K-beauty world, has this radiance inducing quality to it. There are specialized creams that are made with this type of compound, but some people have decided to just go outside, get some snails, and plop it on the face. It contains hyaluronic acid, it contains glycolic acid, so that in and of itself can definitely cause some hydration and some exfoliation. So it does have some properties that make sense why they could be helping the quality of the skin. And what's interesting is that French chefs found that their hands were actually smoother after they were preparing escargot. Escargot, that is how I guess it came to become an actual skincare product. So kind of interesting backstory. And there is like actual science behind this too. There's data that shows that there has been some improvement in photoaging when this type of compound, the mucin from the snails and the specific chemicals in it, have been applied. So the article that I'm talking about here, we've linked that in the description below, okay? So check that one out. So what are the risks of applying snails to your face or some of these compounds? First of all, you could have an allergic reaction. So some people actually advocate skin testing or patch testing to figure out if you're going to react in a more kind of aggressive way when the actual compound is applied. That could potentially be life-threatening if you were to have one of these allergies. The other big problem that I see with snail facials is the risk of infection, and specifically because parasites can sometimes live on these live snails, and you could get a type of condition called schistosomiasis, which is a long word, but it can come in acute and chronic forms, and basically you can get extreme like diarrhea, dehydration from that. And it's because of the trematode worms, and these worms can live on these snails or inside these snails. So you have to be really careful, especially with the live worms. And even with the creams, you have to know where the creams are being produced, what are all the compounds that are going in it, how well are they being screened and tested for things like parasites, okay? Also, please check out our hoodies. They're body positive hoodies. It's the first in what will hopefully be a series of different designs that are meant to promote body positivity. A portion of those proceeds is going towards charity, so please check that out as well in the description below. And if you've enjoyed this review of popular TikTok trends related to hair and you know, facial plastics and beauty, make sure to check out my reaction to the DIY filler community and let me know what you think.